Hey y'all, back with another week of Alliance War. This is week 3 of Season 57, and we're matched up against Celestial Avengers, which, hey, that's the alliance of Steel 22, fellow Doc Ock enjoyer. So here, the first fight is actually a disaster, by the way. This is my first time playing Shathra in War. And suffice to say, I played this terribly, as you can see right here. And then I panic, like really bad, because I should have ate the special 3, and I didn't, and I tried to charge my heavy, got another special, charge my heavy again, ate the SP2, and I die. Not sure I just didn't bait the SP3. I literally could have survived, except I panicked, so. Yeah, embarrassing as fuck. Whatever. Don't do that again. Yeah, you can see I just popped an SP3 boost. Because can't get that happen again. Oh well. Rest of the fight goes smoothly. And basically all my Shathra fights after this I've been super aware, so. Oh well. Something to learn for the future. And yeah, the next fight is going to be this Gorr on 17, which is pretty straightforward. You do have to play a little bit cautious, since if you have bad RNG, the bleeds are going to stack up on you, but really Shathra makes this fight go super fast. So yeah, there we go. 20-second fight, not much to say. So next fight is node 19 Aarkus with high energy diet. Otherwise, it's a very generic fight. Brought in Asman, used Reform, so it's went pretty smoothly. How I like to counter Aarkus is heavy countering after the special, so that since he has extra power gain, he's gonna cycle back to another special, and this makes it so that, and knocking him down makes it so that he's more likely to throw a special. So that's how I like to play this Aarkus fight. The heavy does also do a lot of damage, so it works out. And yeah, it's pretty much over after the special one. Very generic fight, pretty quick. Just have to look out for the tactic a little bit. Next fight is, I think, Buffett's. Yes, Buffett's Black Panther Civil War. Again, after that death to Red Skull, I'm just super cautious of doing something stupid. So pretty much go for an intercept, special 1. Make sure I don't special 2 at the wrong. Make sure I don't heavy into a special 2 at the wrong time. Or else he might go unstoppable, and that might catch me out. Here I whiff a light attack by accident, but just dash back so I don't get caught. Build up to SP2, throw it, and yeah, the rest of the fight goes pretty smoothly. Just have to worry a little bit about his AI. He's not throwing special 2, kind of stingy. Here, go for this. He did have more than 10 charges, but I had a special 2, and it was going to hit anyways, so I was fine. Here, trying to bait a special 1. Not playing ball, there it goes. I'll probably just combo into SP2. And very close to killing. Bait this special 2. And then throw a special 1. It's pretty good. And the last fight of this war is against 44 Lumatrix. I'm using DThanos, probably the best counter here if you know how to play correctly. I am punching up, which I was a little bit worried about since I never played this matchup before. And I've never played against Lumatrix before. So this is a war of like firsts for me. But I played this fight very well, I think. Pretty optimal. Well, except throwing a special one into Rupture, which I think I can kind of tank a little bit, so that's fine. You're supposed to block the last hits of Lumatrix's SP1 and Punish to get the pause. So kind of managing that, and Hazard Shift wasn't too bad. Yeah, I think I throw a special for the Armor Shatter. I mean, I throw a heavy for Armor Shatter. I do run out of Unstoppable, so which is a little bit annoying, but just need to land an Intercept, should be fine. Actually, here kind of wait out the Hazard Shift a little bit. I see my Furies are expiring, so trying to get Unstoppable. Throw the SP2, that hit crits, and pretty much it. I kind of mess up there. Should have gone for either the bait or more hits, but at least the Panic's there, and the Relic finishes Lumatrix off. And yeah, we lost that war pretty badly. Chavez is a very good alliance, so we went 18 deaths to their 6. Could have done a lot better on like my end, also the planning end, but yeah. This next war is against Chaos. I did have fights before the Annihilus, but didn't bother to record. The first fight that I was like a little bit concerned about, since Annihilus can do some weird stuff, but I got hit, but it was pretty clean otherwise. This next fight is Node 38's Enchantress. I have seen a Dazzler nuke Enchantress in one SP1, SP2, while just going for just baiting SP3s, but I didn't go for that. I had a PS1, so, and I want to swap my boost, so I just went and played the Enchantress fight normally. Dazzler has a dex replacement, so at least it doesn't give Enchantress much power. The only real damage I'll take is probably block damage. I did get to push to a special 2 early on, which unideal, but it was okay. Just makes the fight a little bit longer. Here, throw my special 1. Somehow missed 2 of my taps, but you know, it's fine. We ball. Just trying to remove the charges. Her charges, go for an intercept. She's not playing ball, but it's okay. Go for the knockdown, and I think no. Oh. Guess I'm trying to get to 100 charges, and then throw the SP2. Yeah. This should be the end of the fight. With a ton of overkill, actually, so that's good. This next fight is Node 41, Onslaught. Again, nothing too much to worry about here. It's just a matter of skill, and I mean, I'm okay with Dazzler, unlike I was with Shathra, so I had enough confidence going in. Also, just make sure you don't get too much bubble shield so that Onslaught goes unblockable at the wrong time. And otherwise, that's, yeah. Bit of a long fight, since my special 2 did not kill. Probably should have gone for 2 special 1s or something. So yeah. Here I try to get an opening, but nope. Here a Relic, SP2, did not kill. This Onslaught's very tanky. I'm glad the crit RNG wasn't so bad that I got too many Euros on me, so yeah. I got parried, which means to play a little bit more cautiously now. No willpower healing or anything. But really not too much of a concern here. The root is kind of annoying, but it hasn't caught me out. Yeah, I think at some point I was a little concerned about the block damage being too much, but yeah, I'll close it out. Not a great fight, but yeah. But what is a great fight here is the Note 47 Nova with Chavez. Chavez is really good for this, since all the buffs just make her nuke super hard, and also she can reduce the potency of these Furies, and also not tactic, which kind of helps a little bit here, since Nova reduces any all the damage of unblockable hits. So yeah, Great timing here with the Unstoppable, so I can have myself. Get all 3 dimensions up. Make this SP1 again. So make sure to time my... Yep, the SP1 goes through right before the Unstoppable procs. And now I bait this and blow this for 2, and fight's over. And I think that's not the end of the war. There we go. This last fight is Node 49, Thanos with Chee'ilth. I take Thanos very often with Chee'ilth, so it's a pretty quick fight. Well, it's a pretty steady fight. Just manage his Unstoppable, and I only throw SP3s. I think Vicious is still bugged in this, so I get a bit extra damage, but really it's not a big deal. Chee'ilth has a nice regen on SP3, so even if you get hit, you can just throw it. As long as you heavy punish Thanos' SP1, he really shouldn't get any Unstoppable. Yeah. That's the end of the Chaos War. We did lose it. Chaos played pretty well. 6-2, I think, our... I don't know, like 14. So yeah, not great from us. This next war is against Isolate Alpha. This is a Node 4 Gladiator, and he was pretty mean at the start. Just threw SP1 into hard block, and I didn't want to dash the long way, so I just took it into block. I was trying to... Okay, I don't know what I did there. I should have definitely went for the SP3 power back, or just baited SP2 first, but here I come, bait the SP2, but Inacrity is kind of gimping my damage a lot, so I'm not really getting too much damage out of this. Doesn't really die there. And trying to bait another SP2. And yeah, kind of damage is not great. He's left with 30%. I probably should have turned recoils on for this. So he's left at 10%. I could have just killed him if I recoils, but I don't. And yeah, I get caught like that, which makes me kind of concerned since I'm now really taken down. Of course you do turn off willpower for this node, so I didn't take down for willpower, but yeah, I took a lot of cold snap damage just from the 2 SP1s. It's a lot of potions, super unideal. And here I turn on willpower and then go back into the Attuma fight, which Dust vs Attuma, nothing to say, is a pretty generic node, so yeah, I'm just gonna speed up the fight. My next fight is a Node 26 thing with Shathra. Shathra has 70% atrophy, so makes the intensifies and power gains to a benefit. The only real worry here is I have to count rock stats. That's about it. I almost assigned Tiger here as a mistake, even though on my plan I literally wrote, oh yeah, don't assign neutralize here. So that was fun. And Shathra here, pretty easy. None of the Shathra SP3 shenanigans, so yeah, there we go. Next fight is right after the thing, the Medusa. Medusa doesn't gain that much from this node, to be honest. Especially with a tactic. If you have a tactic attacker, you just kind of bypass the auto block with the Unstoppable, like you see here. The auto block still triggers, but you don't get punished. So that's nice. And yeah, it's a pretty quick fight. Just do regular Shathra things, and Medusa goes down. I'm gonna throw a heavy here. Yep, and then SP1, and that's the end of the fight. Pretty quick. The next fight is Node 39 Nova. This was done right after the patch came out, and as you can see, I'm not getting rich get richer And the whole gist of this is just to SP1 lock and stand-up block Nova in the corner, and I have enough power gain to do so. But I don't have get richer power gain, so I can't do it. So here, this is basically guaranteed death, because Nova has increased buff duration, and that applies to the Footloose buffs. So yeah, after this, I just try to do as much damage as I can. It's kind of stupid, dying to this bug. Basically, I don't think there's a way to do this without not abusing the get richer power gain, which I was supposed to get, so yeah, it's terrible. And then I didn't want to get stuck on this mini boss and send someone else there, and so I just try to brute force it with Shathra. Shathra is not great for this Nova here because the atrophy and the buff duration works like additively, so really even with 70% atrophy and Nova's 50% buff duration, he's really only getting his buff duration reduced by 20%, which, and 20% of 7 seconds is still like 5 seconds, so that's not very ideal. Here, just throw out SP1 into the Footloose, glide and get banished. Just really trying to find any way to end the fight, and yeah, it's pretty ugly since it's not a good assignment, but just have to get through it because it's a stupid bug. Gladly I didn't die again, luckily, so it's kind of terrible, but we move on. This next fight, I was supposed to ramp my Serpents to 3 Cold Force charges, or whatever his persistent charges are called, and take the Onslaught boss at the end. So yeah, this is mostly just a ramp fight. I throw on SP1 and fight's all under control, so nothing much to say here. Just stand-ups, fight SP2s. This is how this is how any Serpent fight should have gone. Yeah, there I get only 1 Cold Force charge. I should have got 3 because there's 2 ramp fights, but I died. This next fight is a Weapon X on 43, and I'm using Dust. Just waiting out the first Incinerate phase. Dust is pretty good for this. If Weapon X is not in Frenzy, you could definitely burst it down with the Special 3 rotation, but I kind of just played to be super safe. I think I trigger Sandstorm like somewhere here. Oh, I didn't, and I get hit actually. I didn't practice spacing, and that's what the invuln was for. I missed it again, but I had this lucky I had a special 1 ready. So this is kind of ugly already. I'm getting cornered. Thankfully, the hazard shift shifted to shock, so I can get out of the corner. And yeah, not a good fight, but I think I'm getting a little bit of control back. Here, trying to wait out the hazard shift again. Just try a couple of times. Back in the corner again, but I'm not too concerned. Also a little bit cautious of the aggression prowess in case I somehow get clipped by super easy to deck specials. Throw the heavy here for the grits, so he's gonna get a special and get frenzy or berserk. So I got rid of his unblockable, which makes waiting this out a lot easier. And yeah, I see his frenzy's berserk's about to end, so I throw a special 2. I don't play the dust damage rotation well at all, but I knew it was a safe fight, and Dust had enough damage just from basics because of tactic to just get the fight down. Again, definitely should have been running recoils, but it is what it is. Here, I actually went for the SP3, and yeah, the fight's kind of over after this. So. Super long fight, could have been way shorter had I done the right thing with recoils. The last fight of this war is Dust versus Node 47 Thanos. I was intending to send a Chee'ilth here, but Shathra or Dust both work. I like Dust a little bit more since wasn't that comfortable taking Shathra against Miss and Unstoppable, and also just more faster misses since the atrophy is there. I don't want to get any issues with Falter. I mean, here I also have, there's a lot of Falter here, but I could manage it a little bit better with Dust, I think. Wasn't that comfortable with Shathra, especially after the Red Skull incident. Yeah, I think I got hit there. I had a Nimble on and I was unstoppable, so yeah. It was just, again, a very long fight. I was confident that Dust had damage to do this, even though it kind of took a while. Wasn't playing the rotation very well since I wanted to mostly bait FP1s to keep the fight under control. It's probably ideal having recoils since Panic Willpower was healing me a lot. And yeah, I think that's the end of the war with, nope, not the end. I forgot, there's an Onslaught boss. Has some Odins on from Node 39, which didn't work. And this fight doesn't actually go very well. Has a Mr. F's. Fantastic pre-fights, just to be there. Try to reduce the damage from, look at 6 Neuroshocks. Terrible RNG. Yeah, just to try to reduce that damage in the start, which I kind of knew I was going to take with the regen boost. And yeah, as you can see, he actually has recoil on, which I didn't notice until after the fight when it went really bad. Because look at this. Should I go for a stand-up? Did not work. Big yes. Eat the SB1. This is the first time that the stand-up has not worked. And so I'm panicking. I'm like, okay, well, I thought it was going to work 100% of the time. I guess I just missed it. And there is when I realized, why is his damage going down? Why is the HP going down every time he does a special? And I realized, yeah, he's recoil. So all I need to do is just win the HP race. Try to heal off some of his debuffs. And yeah, that's the end of that fight. And that's the end of this week of war. I kind of played terribly this week. Almost had a close death against that boss Onslaught, but we did really well against ISO 8 Alpha. Only 9 deaths, so that was good. One of them was from Bug. My stats not looking so good. 61-3, 1 death due to Bug. The other 2 deaths were, one of them was like the Thanos versus Quicksilver, and the other one just completely avoidable. So not the best for me, but a bit of an improvement from last season, I would say. So yeah, I'll catch y'all in the last week of war.